But if someone suggests something and you know that it's totally not even adjacent, not even parallel, like it's just totally in a different world to like what you have in mind, what your values are, what your goal is. If you know it's totally out of the way, you're just like, no, that's not for us. Do you want to stay grounded, less triggered, less annoyed, and mindful throughout your wedding process? Well then, welcome. You've come to the right place. Hi lovelies, welcome back to our channel, and I'm super excited to introduce to you a brand new series, The Little Book of Mindful Wedding Planning, Ebook Walkthrough. I have linked the ebook in the description below where you can grab your own copy. In this series, we'll explore and dive deep into each chapter. So, if you're getting married or is close to someone who is getting married, or is just altogether into mindfulness, then this series is for you. Join us every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays as we journey through the little book of mindful wedding planning, chapter by chapter. Before we get on this week's chapter, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you can never miss an episode. Together, we'll create moments of mindfulness amidst the demands of wedding planning. Hello, lovelies. Yes, we are officially starting this, and today is chapter 1. And I think it's so fitting that it's actually chapter 1 because the title of this chapter is What is Your North Star? And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be reading some of the lines from the ebook, and then we're going to go through them together. Chapter 1. What's your North Star? Approach each wedding-related decision mindfully. How does that work, you ask? Take the time to reflect on your values, priorities, and desires as a couple. Write this down and ensure that you reference them before moving forward. It can sound something like romantic, family-oriented, fun, and intimate. Write this throughout your wedding planning binder to help you be reminded of what really matters. Before making any choices, pause and ask yourself, does this decision align with the vision and experience we want to create? So I'm going to do a little bit of a hot take on this. If your North Star, you're romantic, family-oriented, fun, and intimate, if you want something fun, obviously, you're not going to 5 to 10 minute speeches back to back, like 5 speeches of 5-10 minute speeches back to back to back, right? Like, obviously, I mean, sure, you can do that, but is it fun? Probably not. It is family oriented, most likely people who would want to speak from your family or from your inner circle. And they really want to say something about you and your partner and your experience together and your love story. And that's really, really beautiful. I'm not saying that's not beautiful because who would not want to hear love stories, right? But there's also a time and place for that. And when I say time, it means that you're not going to schedule 10-minute speeches or 5 minute. I think 5 minutes is very, very generous. I think toasts instead of speech will definitely make it lighter and fun for everybody there listening. Maybe you can have snippets of your love stories thrown in there. That 3-minute window that you're going to give them, I feel like that is more of a fun, romantic, family-oriented, fun, and intimate vibe. So if that's the vibe that you're going for, long-winded speeches does not really fit in there so much, right? But I also know that it can get complicated because some people in the family or your inner circle might want to have speeches and really talk about you, and they're really proud of your wedding and who you are and all this. What I usually suggest is you can do those long-winded speeches. I don't want to say long-winded because I feel like it does sound like, we're disrespecting the people that would want to speak about how amazing you guys are. And everybody means well. I don't think we should take anything negatively. This is all their efforts to show how much they love you and tell the world how much they love you. But during the rehearsal dinner, that might be a good chance to open the floor and be just like, hey, whoever, uncle, auntie, I don't know, who else, best friend from 4th grade or 5th grade, the memories, you just want to talk about it and how amazing things are. I think rehearsal dinner is a great space for that. You can have that happen while everybody is eating or chatting, or it's just a very light, non-heavy venue. Like there really isn't that much of a restriction and time frame, right? Like it's very lax. Hey, let's just chill, so and so want to speak about the wedding, or like someone grabs the mic and be just like, hi everyone, my name is so and so. I just want to speak about, how amazing this couple is and how I watched their love story bloom from when we were in high school. We go way back, and now, started from the bottom, now we're here kind of thing. Those are moments where you can actually share that during rehearsal dinner. But if you are planning your dinner and wedding reception and you want it to be fun and romantic, cut the speeches. Not in that sense where like nobody can talk, right? But time it so that you don't lose that essence of fun. So you can make toasts maybe, instead of, again, like what I said earlier, having the select few in your lives have the floor to give you a toast, maybe 2-3 minutes. I'd say that's very generous already. Pick out details that really stand out in your life that they want to share to the world. Is really gonna align with fun and romantic. And if that's your North Star, I think you're just aligning with it. I'm gonna read on. Listen to your intuition and be selective in what you take on, focusing mainly on what truly matters to you both. Remember that the wedding's purpose is to celebrate and unite lives and love, not who's wrong or who's right. That's a good gauge to use when moving along your wedding planning journey. I don't think there's much to comment about that last part, that last bit, because just like with anything that you start on, like that you get started with, you really don't know how to navigate everything right away, right? So when you have these guidelines, it's just a little bit easier to be just like, well, if someone says, hey, did you want to do, so say you're deciding, do I want an acoustic person like that does the guitar or the piano? Or do I want a band? Or do I want a DJ? Now, that doesn't mean that you can't have everything. If you have the means, I always say go for everything, because every moment in your wedding requires a different musical background, right? Obviously, when you're walking down the aisle, as much as DJ is great, having someone there play acoustically just gives everybody that intimate vibe, right? So if that's what you align with, great. But if you have to decide, say for example, obviously not everybody has that option and you want to just pick one. If you do an acoustic artist, say for example, will that give you the party vibe at the end of the night? Most likely not. It will work at the ceremony, but it probably won't give you, the party vibe that you're looking for. Say for example, that's what you want. But also, why don't you want that? If you don't want it, message me. Why don't you want a party vibe? Having a DJ that can play music that is acoustic, the closest that you can get, obviously not live, but if they can come up with a playlist that can mimic, or like that can at least vibe the same as that of an acoustic player, then the better. If I want the band vibe, say for example, just during a part of the reception, they can play music that's almost, if your vibe is rave at the end of the night, if that's your definition of fun and you want to do that, Coachella, are you ready for tonight? Something like that. If that's your vibe, then obviously picking the right DJ that can cater to those needs for you is key. North Star, sometimes I feel like people be just like, well, no, I only want fun, and this is the only way to go. There are many derivatives of fun. There are many ways to achieve fun. There are many ways to find and develop ideas that will still contribute to a fun experience without going over whatever it is that your boundary is. So for example, you have a maximum budget you're working with, you have a maximum number of people that you can work with, however the case is for you. I don't think your North Star should limit you. I think it should guide you and inspire you to develop ideas. And If you don't have that readily available for you, say for example, there's so much on your plate, you can work with a professional, maybe a consultant in the wedding industry, like a wedding designer. I remember when we used to do wedding designs, we would have clients who just want really to have ideas. They want to do their wedding. They just like, I want to do my own wedding, but I just want someone to guide me throughout this whole idea because it's overwhelming, right? Like that's why you have a North Star, because it's overwhelming. Everything is coming right at you, and having at least 4 or 5 things that guides you along as you make more decisions, right? Like decision fatigue is real. But if someone suggests something and you know that it's totally not even adjacent, not even parallel, like it's just totally in a different world to like what you have in mind, what your values are, what your goal is. If you know it's totally out of the way, you're just like, no, that's not for us. It's so much easier for you to make that decision because you don't use energy. I mean, you will use energy, but you don't use too much energy to study it, to look at it, to just like decipher, what does this do to me? Like, I know, like, man, no, scratch that. That doesn't work. Easy. So you're actually eliminating a lot of stress. I try to be careful when I say eliminating stress when I talk to people, because I feel like there really is no eliminating stress. It's a matter of managing it and knowing where you stand and when you need help, and I guess how to figure things out. And there are a lot of professionals, especially in the wedding industry, that would be more than happy to help you. Some of them have costs, obviously, that's part of working with professionals, but researching and looking for other alternatives that will help align with your North Star is really the key. And that's a wrap for today's episode of the Little Book of Mindful Wedding Planning series. Your comments, questions, and support mean the world to us. And I can't wait to hear from you in the comments section below. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you can never miss an episode. If you found today's episode valuable, please give it a thumbs up so it can reach more people. Thank you so much, lovelies. See you on the next episode. Bye!